as you can see, we got a whole bunch of new games that came in today. We got shipments from 2 different distributors came in, actually 3 technically. So we got Trapex back in. There's a game that goes. People used to play on a piece of paper. I think it was called Dots, and a few other one or a few different names. But basically, it's a real nice wood version. Basically, in Dots, there's a dotted grid, and you're drawing lines. Except in this one, you're placing wood pieces. And every time you enclose an area, you get to put one of your guys inside. Then you get to go again. So it's a real nice coffee table type game. I think I showed these the other day. But we have that whole line. The Miranda line has a whole bunch of really nice gifty games. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Let's see. We got Dominion Intrigue. If you're not familiar with Dominion is basically what kind of made the what they call a deck building genre of games real popular. Basically, it's where you're buying cards and creating your own deck, as part of the game, and you're trying to get so many different points as victory points you get. And this is the Intrigue version. The regular Dominion is standalone. This one's actually a standalone or combinable. And actually, if you combine this version with Dominion itself, it's like you actually add more players. So if your Dominion only goes to 4 players, I believe. So this is like a real good one if you like to up the players, because there's always, it gets a little awkward when you got 5 people and say, someone has to sit out. And we also got Rhino Hero in. This one's a really unique dexterity type game. Basically, it's like a house of cards. You're building this kind of apartment building, and you draw a roof tile, and it says where you place the building, and some of the cards, you'll move this little rhino superhero up the building, and you're trying to get rid of all your cards, and if you obviously you don't want to knock down the tower. If you knock down the tower, game's over, and whoever has least cards wins, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but that one's a really cool, it's unique game. Has a really nice high quality cards. It's probably a lot better than I've seen in a while. We also got Galaxy Trucker back in. We have an expansion on the wall, on the shelf here as well. It's a big expansion. There's a couple other expansions. But basically, Galaxy Trucker is a game. It's a bit of a speed game in the beginning. You're getting all these little tiles and building your ship. And then you're trying to survive, the onslaughts of aliens and asteroids and different things that are going on. And basically, it's a big race. You're trying to get to the finish first, and you get like points for cargo and different things. But yeah, it's a really great game. So it's definitely a popular one as well. So. And speaking of popular, probably our most popular game for families, especially, and pretty much anyone, it's like I always call them families on up type of games, family and friends games, is Tsuro. This one's like so easy to play. It says it's for ages 8 and up, if I could find it. Yeah, it says ages 8 and up, but really it could be played by ages 6 and up really easily. I think it's just the small pieces, and a lot of companies just don't have the budget to do the product testing that's required for ages under 8. So it's a little more costly to actually test for that, so they don't really bother. But it's really easy. Basically, you got 3 tiles in your hands, and you have your piece starts on the outside of the board, and you place your piece on your tile in front of your piece, and they just go to the end of the path. And basically, if they go off the board, they're eliminated. If 2 pieces collide, like those 2 might, they're both eliminated as well. And basically, the person that wins is the last one left on the board. It plays really quick, and it's like really accessible to pretty much everybody. And for my benchmark for how easy a game is to play, I was able to teach some drunks in a bar how to play this game. So actually, it's really easy to teach.
We also got For Sale that came in. It's a property auction type of game. This one's a real easy one to get into. And if you look at some of the ages, you're trying to figure out the complexity. Sometimes you can tell off the age range. Like this one's 8 and up, so it's real easy to get into. But if it's like 10, 12, 14, then the game's a little more complex, which just means it's a little bit more learning curve. But this one's like real easy to get into, so it's a real fast, easy to learn type of game. We've got the Princess Bride As You Wish. We're running out of these. Our distributor's running out of these, and so they're going pretty quick. Basically, they had like 3 different ones. They had the As You Wish. They have the Miracle Pill. Then they had the Battle of the Wits. Battle of the Wits like totally blew out. I don't think we're going to get those until after Christmas, but there's a couple of them. These other ones are left. And we got Munchkin, The Nightmare Before Christmas, because everything goes with Munchkin apparently. So if you have a fan of the Nightmare Before Christmas shows, this is a really good one to get, just because Nightmare Before Christmas characters. But that's a real. Munchkin's pretty much of a classic anymore. Key Flower. Key Flower is probably not as super well known, but it among gamers, like it really got popular really quick. It's a very Euro-y type of game, and we got 6 of these in. And last time we ordered some of these for a customer, and this blew out really, really quick. So we kind of had to stockpile. So we got 6 copies, and we also got the expansion, the Farmer's expansion for it. So if you're interested in Key Flowers, we'd actually probably give you like a 25% discount if you're going to get the main game and the expansion together. And let's see what else we got. We got a couple Spot-Its that came in, a couple of frozen ones. We got a good number of a bunch of those. Basically, there's several different ways to play Spot-It. Usually it's like a matching type game, trying to find the which one matches on the other card that's flipped, and first turn is be able to grab it the quickest. Pretty much gets the card. Who has the most cards wins. But there's several different ways to play. We got a few more Flux games. If you're not familiar with Flux, basically it's a game where the rules are always in flux. It's always changing. When you first start, the only thing you do is play a card and draw a card, and that's about it, because you're actually playing the rules to the game. There's not even a way to win yet. There's some. Basically, typically the way you win is like you'll have a couple of these keeper type cards, and I don't see any goals on this particular one. Let's see, our Stoner Fox. Let's see if it has a goal it's shown. Yeah, there's a good example, like Party Time and, well, Stoner type references. So anyways, like basically you'd have the 2 different types of keepers is the typical way you'd win, but there's other ways to win. There's also the creeper type cards. I believe they took those out of the original game, because it makes it a little bit more complicated for people that are newer to the Flux games. But basically, creepers typically you can't win unless you have these in front of you, so you're trying to get rid of them. We also got more of the holiday Flux type game in, so it's like the perfect stocking stuffer. And so you got Adventure Time Flux, and we got the Seven Wonders pack. Basically, I think this adds more. Not cities, but monuments, whatever they called them. Having a brain fart, what they call them. But anyway, that's a real popular one. Seven Wonders is a good one. We got Machi Koro, the basic version back in. Basically, we also have the deluxe version. And I think, like I said yesterday, it's like if you're ever going to any of the expansions, there's no reason not to get the deluxe version. But if you just want to get the game just to play and don't want to spend the $49.99 for the deluxe version, this one works just fine. The deluxe version basically has like 2 of the expansions, so it's like buying a game and one of the expansions, you get the second one free, effectively. So, one of the expansions actually adds an additional player, so that's one thing to consider if you want the extra player, because these go to 4 players otherwise. But it's if you go to the deluxe one, it's like I believe it's 5, if I remember right. Let's see, we got Tokaido back in. Tokaido is a really unique game. It's like basically it's kind of a leisurely stroll on a Japanese road, and a lot of this, there's some strategies and some luck, and it's all about positioning. It's not about like a race, get to the end, it's about having the best vacation experience effectively. So you're stopping at all these inns and collecting these little vistas, trying to complete pictures, get like different combinations of food, and all for points. And whoever does the best once they get to the very end wins. And one of these strategies, keep in mind on this one, basically the last person always goes. So if you jump way ahead, all these other players may go 2-3 times before you get to go again. So that's a really good one. And everybody loves the way the artwork looks on that. And see, we got Smash Up back in, and we got a few of the expansions in, and we've been trying to get this one back in, the sci-fi double feature. Has been out of in between prints. I don't like saying out of print because it gives the wrong impression. It's been in between prints for a while, and so we finally got that one, and I think it's one of the more favorite ones. Let's see, what else we got? We got Timeline Challenge. This is like a full. It's basically a full board game version of the Timeline games. Basically, if you have any of the Timeline games, all these cards are going to be unique, and they're actually, it says they're totally compatible with the regular Timeline games. So it changes things up, and so it's probably a good place to start. So you can probably swap and intermix as you want. And they have like several different types of the base games. There's a diversity. There's different topics like historical events and Americana. And basically, in all these games, you're trying to arrange, trying to figure out what the timelines of different events that happen at different points. And I don't know if we can see any of these. Probably not. Oh, you can see some of these a little bit. Like, they're trying to put like those in order. The invention of school, the invention of the jukebox, the invention of the Atlas. I'm not sure if that's in the right order, but, well, probably not. I think the Atlas have been out before the jukebox, but anyway. And so what else we got? We got Batman Love Letter back in. Got the Mystery Rummy, the Al Capone version back in. Got the Dungeon Master's Guides back in. So we got the Monopoly Deal. We kind of stockpiled a whole bunch of these because we kind of blew out of these. This is like a real fast, it plays in 15 minutes. It's like a card game version of Monopoly, and it's a lot of people that don't like Monopoly actually like it really well. And let's see, we also got Dominion Dark Ages, another expansion. Probably should head over on the other side. And we've been trying to get this guy in for a while. Basically, it's called Khet. I'm probably saying it wrong. But it's kind of funny. They used to call it Khet all in bold, larger text. But now they're calling it Laser Game because that's more marketable, I guess, more obvious. And basically, it's laser chess. You're trying to hit the other person's pharaoh. You have this little laser. You fire it off, and all the pieces have little mirrors, and it bounce off and try and hit the other guy's pharaoh. It's kind of chessy, abstract type of a game. And let's see, we also got in the Millennium Falcon for the X-Wing back in. Got Dice Town. This one's a new one. It's kind of it uses like poker dice, and it's looks like there's a lot of bluffing and that sort of thing. So I haven't played it or looked into detail on it, but it looked like an interesting one. Then we got the basically the Yellow's book series. These are basically like based on like fairy tales. I'm not familiar with the Grasshopper and the Ant, but they also came out with the Little Red Riding Hood. Basically, they have the stories, and as you can tell, they look like actual books. Even though they can fake a little bookmark in there. But they make it into a game, and I believe they have the stories in there as well. It's like the actual books, so you can actually read them. Actually, that's what I heard, but I don't see it in the context. But anyway, there's like several in the series. There's the Grasshopper and the Ant, and the Little Red Riding Hood is like the latest ones. There's also 3 Little Pigs,
Got the Hare and the Tortoise, which is like a race game, obviously. So they actually play it on tabletop. So if you search on YouTube, you can actually find those in there. And we got the Baba Yaga version, and we also got a pop figure version of TARDIS back in. We have a good number of pop figures in the store. You see, we got a whole bunch of them. We got some Game of Thrones. We got Slimer there. We got some Walking Dead, not a whole lot, and another Walking Dead. You got RoboCop. Got some Next Generation Star Trek. Got Orion Slave Girls, and we got a whole bunch of other ones. A bunch of Marvel, some Defenders, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'd like to get more some DC stuff, but it's been hard to get a hold of them. But we're Marvel heavy for whatever reason. So we got quite a few. Even got some Doctor Who ones. We're trying to get a few more of the actual Doctors in. And got the new Star Wars pop figures for the new characters. Even got 2 different C-3POs, I believe. Yeah. There's the original C-3PO and there's the unexplained Red Arm C-3PO from the new movies. Anyway, that's about it. So we'll talk to you next time. Bye.